Right, here is the desktop. Of course, the one I built ages ago. I'm just taking it apart to anti-dust it. And of course to sort out the neural fan controller it's now got for it. Here's the inside of it. That's a 1 terabyte. That's a 1 terabyte. That one shows on the network. That's used for the network. That one's for the computer itself. That's all the wires from the fan controller. And of course, there is my graphics card. The big graphics card. 4 gigabytes. And there's all my USB. There's the USB ports. USB 3. That of course goes to HUD at the top there. What else gets shared on the network? That's one. I think that's the 2 terabyte actually. That one, which is stuck on the top of the case. And then goes to USB 3 at the back. But I leave that one plugged in. And here's the power supply of a big cooling fan. That's a, I think it's a 900 watt. Yeah. Then there's this drive. Well, that's it. I built this computer myself, but of course I did buy the components from them. And even the graphics card is made by the same company. Cooling fans come from that company, all of them do, even the one under there does. That one there does. But I've taken it apart, gives them all a bit of a clean out. I can it back perfectly clean. Don't use a Hoover, just use compressed air because the back of that graphics card is still covered in dust. Even that's covered in dust, and it's also got thermal couplings for the CPU fan. It also goes to the case, and it's also got a sensor in there. And it's also got other wires for CPU stuff. But that's the only thing I bought, but I've also got the thermal coupling from that unit. And I'll be using that CPU fan with another cooling board. It has 2 of them on it, in case one fails, sensor thing. What you can get now. So every time I need more stuff, that this computer gets it. And it's just used simply for gaming and also running the network. And I built it myself. So in Windows 7 Ultimate, and it's also got, each one of them cards is 8 gig. And it has 4 of them. So it is quite a powerful computer. Also it's a 6-core processor. Mobile was made by what that company's called. So is the graphics card because they both came from the same company. Cooling fins came from that company. Graphics, the cooling fans, that one. I mean control units, that one. And these are all the spare bits. These are all the bits I used to use on it before I got it, because that's where the plans used to plug into them. And they went to them. But now them plugs go directly onto these ones, straight to the cooling unit, instead of using them. And these also run off that power supply. These also have their own personal power supply. That thing back there is a power supply for it. So it also runs off its own personal power supply. So I'm not using any of the power in there. And I've also got another one I use for testing purposes. Well, I don't think it's in this cupboard at the moment, or is it? Yes. I also use this one for when I'm testing it. Mucking it out. There's that one that has that plug on the end of that power supply here. That one is designed for an external card for this thing here, for going on to hard drives for fixing them. It's also got that cable that goes to that. I think it goes to it. But I just use this for testing the cooling fans to make sure that cooling board's working properly before I then turn it on and use it when the computer runs, because if anything goes wrong, it'll probably kill that computer because they will control fans run through it. So if it's not working right, you don't want to run it. So I test it in advance. And I think I can assume, so if you're doing a demonstrative once I've got the thing, probably won't, but I've only done this for new Stamford College only really. But I will probably stick it on the website.